Just a few hours left in 2024, and as some parts of the world ring in the new year, cities all across the West Coast are gearing up for their own celebrations tonight. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to West Coast Wrap. I'm Alex Savage. The biggest party in this part of the country is happening in Las Vegas. Let's give you a live look tonight at the scene along Fremont Street in the downtown area. You can see people already gathering here ahead of tonight's fireworks show. There will be a lot of musical performances happening here. And let's give you another live look at the Las Vegas Strip, which is already packed with visitors right now. Crowds started gathering earlier tonight, gearing up for the celebrations. The Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department started to close down the Strip to traffic just a short time ago. And at the stroke of midnight, fireworks will light up the skies above the Las Vegas Strip. And to pull off that spectacular fireworks show, it takes a team of professionals trained in pyrotechnics. The crew from Fireworks at Grucci has a command center that is set up high above the lights of the Las Vegas Strip. This is where they coordinate this entire production, with fireworks being fired off from 9 different resorts.
See all 9 properties. We got to make sure we keep our eye on everything that's happening. If we notice anything that might be not what we expected, we're able to communicate with the authorities.
It is a production that requires very early preparation. We also are told the Clark County Fire Department and the Metropolitan Police Department are inside that command center, with at least 20 people inside the center on New Year's Eve monitoring that fireworks show. In Seattle, they are gearing up for a highly anticipated New Year's Eve celebration, with crews busy placing pyrotechnics and lights all over the Space Needle. Tonight's show will also be featuring 500 drones as well. Planners at the Space Needle say this is one of the world's largest structural fireworks shows. And again this year, they're bringing in something new.
Even if you've seen the show before, we're telling a different story in the sky with the drones. You'll see different effects on the building. Of course, the soundtrack to everything is reflective of, the cultural moments of the past year, everything we're celebrating coming off of 2024.
And this will be the 40th year for this event in Seattle. The light show begins at 10 o'clock tonight. The full drone and fireworks spectacular gets underway just before midnight, rain or shine. And in San Francisco, thousands of people will pack the Embarcadero along the waterfront for the annual fireworks show tonight. The skies are expected to be clear, with chilly temperatures, though, for those on hand for the festivities at midnight. Many bars and restaurants in San Francisco hoping this will be a busy night. Tucked right under the Bay Bridge is the High Dive Bar. They may have one of the best views of tonight's entertainment.
Go no forward, no further. Fireworks at the end of the pier, fireworks inside. Great spot, friendly staff. It's going to be a good night here.
Certainly a good spot to be. San Francisco police say although they don't have any credible or specific threats against the city, they will have a large number of police officers on patrol tonight. They're urging everyone to get home safely by taking public transportation. And law enforcement agencies all across the West have that same message tonight on New Year's Eve. They say do not drive impaired.
Have a plan in place before the partying starts. If you know you're going to be going to a party, you're going to be celebrating, have a plan for a designated driver ahead of time. Have a plan for how you're going to get home ahead of time. Don't wait for that time to come.
The California Highway Patrol has just launched its statewide crackdown for New Year's Eve, with more officers on patrol tonight and all the way through tomorrow night. In Seattle and across Washington state, police officers will be focused on finding impaired drivers tonight, with extra officers on hand. They say the number of people being killed in crashes during the holiday season has been on the rise ever since the pandemic. All right, we are just hours away now from the 2025 Rose Parade in Southern California that will draw thousands of visitors and also provide a big boost to the city of Pasadena. Hundreds of thousands of people from all around the world will be on hand for tomorrow's parade and the Rose Bowl game. Pasadena's mayor says the event has brought in millions of dollars to the city's economy every year, going all the way back to the first Rose Parade in 1890.
The parade started as an economic development tool. Pasadena is a small city, but it's a small city that manages to demand a world stage.
And the Rose Parade will get underway at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. And in anticipation of tomorrow's festivities in Pasadena, law enforcement is taking action to make sure that everyone stays safe. Fox 11's Hal Eisner brings us a look tonight at the security measures in place for this world-famous parade.
Happy New Year! The classic cars are out on Colorado Boulevard. The fences are up to protect store windows. Parade watchers started claiming space along the 5.5-mile parade route at noon, like Jeanette Valdivian.
I've been here attending the parade for 40 years.
Some just reserve curb space, like the Montanas. Look, that's where the Menendez family will be watching the floats and smelling the flowers. And over there, that's the Ruiz family. You ever worry about security at all?
Not really, no.
One reason is the level of law enforcement. The Sheriff's Department, FEMA, the FBI, Homeland Security, and Pasadena Police and Fire.
So this is our new police mobile command center.
Rhonda Darien is Pasadena PD's mobile command center coordinator. Out there, you've got 3 cameras?
Yes, we have 3 cameras on the 40-foot mast that can see a great distance.
And can be viewed on a monitor outside. Inside, more monitors and phones that can be used with every cell phone provider and even satellite phones as a backup. If there were to be some kind of a cyber attack, for instance, officials say it's so well equipped it could be used as a police station. And to Pasadena Police Chief Gene Harris,
where problems are, we need to have the mobile capability to bring all of our command capabilities out to a scene, and this vehicle helps us do that. Well, my biggest concern is the safety of all the people that are going to be here.
Chief Harris says to deal with that, they have over 700 police officers. Is it all hands on deck?
It is all hands on deck for the next couple of days.
And that goes for the fire department, whose paramedics were called to duty last year.
We had a couple cardiac arrests, we had some heart attacks, we had some falls, and so that's really why we make sure that you don't have to go more than about 100 yards without having some sort of medical assistance.
And what would you say to anybody who might have in mind causing trouble?
This is not the place or the time. Show a little bit of respect for the folks that are coming here to try and partake in the city of Pasadena.
People like J.D. Robinson and his son Dante, who's been waiting for the Rose Parade for some time.
I think the parade's going to be a once-in-a-lifetime event.
And that was Hal Eisner reporting from Southern California tonight. There are several big bowl games tomorrow in the college football playoffs. We told you that Ohio State is taking on top-ranked Oregon in the Rose Bowl right there in Pasadena. Texas will also be facing off against Arizona State in the Peach Bowl, and Notre Dame faces Georgia in the Sugar Bowl. Officials in the Seattle area are warning people to expect a lot more traffic later on this week as Amazon begins requiring its 50,000 employees to return to the office full-time. Fox 13's AJ Janavel has more tonight on the impact this move could have.
Starting Thursday, get ready to sit and wait. That's the day about 50,000 Amazon employees are expected to return to Bellevue and Seattle offices full-time.
I forgot. Yeah, this is a reminder. It's not going to be great.
Even in the middle of the afternoon on the day before New Year's Eve, traffic can still back up here in downtown Seattle near Amazon headquarters. Imagine what it will look like with tens of thousands of more commuters in the area.
This conversation is me thinking about that right now.
Vera Acolo tells me she already goes out of her way to avoid traffic in Seattle. And she started working here in 2020. Never even seeing how bad the gridlock got before COVID. And since those backed up days in downtown, the city has changed, including a new arena which brings in thousands weekly for games and concerts.
It's going to be more people on the road. And so that's when, that extra travel time is really going to play part into it, where people need to leave extra time to get there.
According to an INREX study, Amazon's first return to the office back in 2023, requiring 3 in-person days a week, led to slowdowns throughout the region, including a 35% drop in speeds on I-90. Aisha Dayal with WashDOT tells me the department is monitoring what the impacts of the extra drivers will mean for roads. But unfortunately for your commute, you might have some homework daily if you want to avoid traffic headaches.
Look at their routes before they go. So we have a lot of resources that we have available on our website, downloading the app, and that gives that real-time traffic information for people.
Acolo tells me this upcoming change may lead to a practical New Year's resolution for her commute.
Walk more.
Reporting for Fox 13 News, AJ Janavel.
California is ending 2024 with a somewhat stagnant labor market. The state's unemployment rate stands at 5.4%, the second highest after Nevada and higher than a year ago when it was 5.1%. The U.S. unemployment rate stands at 4.2%. Without substantial gains in healthcare jobs, experts say California might have seen no gains at all.
It's not merely higher than it was a year ago, but our job growth has slowed. We gained only 11,000 jobs in the past month.
Looking ahead, employment expert Michael Bernick says the future is a bit murky. The Trump administration's uncertain tariff and immigration policies and state and federal government spending are likely to have major impacts on the state's job market. In Utah, unionized members of the ski patrol at Park City Mountain Resort are still on strike tonight. Photos and videos from social media show massive crowds at the lifts there yesterday. Ski patrollers say the crowds are due in part to their walkout as they demand a livable wage and call for the mountain resort to negotiate in good faith. Some customers are raising safety concerns with experienced ski patrol members off the slopes.
A lot of terrain that could be open right now if most of us were on the mountain right now and not on strike. And also a lot of folks have been saying that it's just generally busy and people who have been injured have had really long wait times to see a first responder.
While the crowds are nothing unusual for the resort for this time of year, the resort officials are saying that it would not be selling any new lift tickets today, but they are still honoring passes and previously purchased tickets. Now, as far as closures on the slopes, the vice president of Park City Mountain Resort said it's all due to the added snowpack recently.
Actually, a pretty abnormal start to the season with snowpack, so that's certainly one factor. 5-year average is about 110 inches. We're at 69 right now. And certainly the impacts of not having our ski patrollers here are part of what we assess each and every day. We have an incredible amount of ski patrollers that are here.
Managers and supervisors who are not in unions are filling the holes along with others who were brought in from other resorts. Both sides began negotiations last night. The union is hoping to get a $2 raise in base pay from $21 to $23 an hour for ski patrol and incentives for those who stay long term. Talks between the two sides are slated to continue all throughout this week. Coming up tonight here on West Coast Wrap, police in Los Angeles capture a man suspected of shooting 2 security guards at a busy Target store. The tense standoff late today that led to that arrest, and the latest on the conditions of those injured guards. Plus, a Washington couple feeling thankful they were not hurt after someone opened fire on their car as they were driving home from the airport. Why the 2 victims believe this was likely the result of road rage.
And New Year's Eve in San Francisco, the San Francisco Bay Area. Here is our live camera. We will update the forecast for the entire West Coast, even some rain chances as well up in the north. We'll talk about that with your full update coming up.
We turn now to a developing story we're following in Southern California. Los Angeles police say they've arrested a man wanted for shooting 2 security guards at a Target store after those guards confronted the suspect for shoplifting. The man was taken into custody following an hours-long standoff late today at an apartment complex not far away from the downtown LA Target where that shooting happened last night. Police say the suspect was trying to steal hundreds of dollars worth of merchandise in a suitcase and opened fire on the security guards who tried to stop him. One guard remains in critical condition tonight. The other has been released from the hospital. A Washington couple is describing a terrifying experience after someone shot out the window of their SUV as they were driving home from the airport, and they believe this may have been a case of road rage. It happened this past weekend in Renton, south of Seattle. The couple say they were driving along Interstate 405 when another driver fired several shots into their SUV. Fortunately, neither of them were hit by the gunfire, but the car was left with a shattered window and a bullet hole in one of the doors.
We did pretty well keeping our composure while we were going 60 miles an hour on a freeway surrounded by a ton of other cars. So, thankfully we kept our cool and it didn't swerve, didn't hit anyone else.
Thankfully no one else got hit.
The 2 speculate the driver who opened fire on them may have been upset because they didn't merge quickly enough. Washington State Police are investigating tonight and searching for the shooter.
Well, here's your big forecast for New Year's Eve as we head closer to midnight and greet 2025. You can see the projections here with the numbers and, of course, the cool readings up in the Pacific Northwest. Temperatures in the upper 30s in San Francisco, 51 degrees, and San Diego in the mid-50s. This is the live camera in San Francisco, awaiting the fireworks show for tonight. And we do have just a few high clouds, but the fog will not get in the way. No rain clouds to worry about for the San Francisco Bay Area. Here's the satellite and the radar. As you can see, the main action in terms of unsettled weather is focused up in Northern California, up in portions of Oregon, and in the Seattle area. We're going to track some rain chances for tonight into tomorrow morning, still about a 30% chance into tomorrow morning to start off the year. Current numbers, we do have Phoenix checking in 65 degrees. Reno right now is 36. And Portland in the 40s at 43 degrees. Here is our live camera looking out towards Seattle. This was the camera today, picking up some high cloud cover. Temperatures in the mid-40s this afternoon. In San Francisco, increasing high clouds throughout the day, but still a fairly nice day, 58 degrees. And then in the Phoenix area, looks like a bit of some haze showing up in this camera, but still some blue sky up above, and temperatures actually on the mild side, 73 degrees. So here is the forecast for tomorrow. Cloud cover in Seattle, temperatures only in the 40s. As we take this into Thursday, there could be a chance of some rain and some more snow as some cold air moves into the Pacific Northwest. A sun-cloud mix for the San Francisco Bay Area. It is mild down in Southern California, also out toward Phoenix, with temperatures in the lower 70s, and then still some sunshine out toward the Denver area. So here's the forecast model. Once again, you can see the rain showers and even some snow showers up in the Pacific Northwest. This is 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. The coverage kind of expands into Wednesday afternoon, and then into Thursday, another surge of moisture could be moving into the area, and that once again could translate to a rain-snow mix in the Seattle area. And that rain line kind of drifting into Northern California as well. So here's the plan over the next 3 days. The first 3 days of 2025, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And there's that rain cloud in Seattle. Temperatures only in the 40s. In San Francisco, a sun cloud mix. Looks like we're going to bump up the rain chances for the Bay Area as we do move into Friday. And then Southern California and Phoenix, temperatures in the 70s, and out toward the Denver area, partly cloudy skies with those readings mainly in the 40s. So Alex, starting off a new year. Looks like we're talking about the rain and some snow focused up in the Pacific Northwest.
All right, that sounds really good. But for tonight, though, some good weather to view the fireworks.
Not looking too bad. Yeah, just a few high clouds drifting overhead, so I think we'll be okay. Just bundle up.
All right. Happy New Year to you, Mark.
Happy New Year. Yeah.
Oh, there it goes.
Well, this is quite the sight. In Colorado, portions of 2 highways are now shut down tonight following this incredible rock slide that covered the intersection between those 2 roadways. The slide happened in several phases.
Good thing I called this in. I knew it was going to be a bad one. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Bam, 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 bam. Boom, we're done for this highway.
A state geologist says this rock slide was likely due to fractures in the rock because of snowmelt. The area where this slide happened is about 70 miles southwest of Colorado Springs. Coming up tonight here on West Coast Wrap, this New Year's Eve, cities across the West are ringing in the new year with fireworks shows, but the loud noises could leave some of our pets feeling stressed. Up next, some useful tips to help keep our furry friends safe during tonight's celebrations. Plus, we will take you to Arizona tonight, where they are ringing in the new year with a variety of unique celebrations. Well, a new year can be a time for a fresh start, but sticking to your resolutions can often be challenging. Fox's Kevin Yurteski sat down with psychology experts to talk about why small adjustments may lead to bigger success in the new year.
The excitement surrounding the new year can put folks in a tizzy as they craft resolutions they hope to achieve. But creating new habits takes time. You've heard the saying, Rome wasn't built in a day.
And we know that consistency and some time, so doing that new habit regularly for the first month will really help it become a part of your life.
That's why some psychologists suggest aiming for lifestyle adjustments instead of resolutions to really help cement the changes you seek.
So rather than a resolution, which is something you're kind of holding as this thing you must achieve, a lifestyle goal is something that you incorporate into your life. So it becomes part of what you do.
So, where do you start?
it's important to think of where are you now and what are some small steps towards what your ideal is.
Then you'll want to take a slow and steady approach and look to accomplish realistic tasks instead of lofty ambitions.
If it's getting 15 minutes more sleep every day or going to bed a few minutes early, if you want to start meditating, it may not be committing to an hour-long meditation session. It might be 2 minutes every morning just to try this new habit.
And as you work towards making lifestyle changes, mental health experts say you should be kind to yourself if you stumble along the way.
There will be errors, and it's through those errors and challenges we can learn, we try again.
Kevin Uretsky, Fox News.
New Year's Eve events kicking off all across the West. In Sacramento, the celebration started earlier this afternoon. This is called Countdown on the Cobblestones in the downtown area. It's the first time the celebrations have returned in several years, and the difference this year is that it's a family-friendly event aimed at wrapping up before midnight in order to give residents a safe time to head home for the evening. In Southern California, a free New Year's event is being held in Gloria Molina Grand Park in Los Angeles. It's one of the largest New Year's events on the West Coast. It takes up 6 city blocks with 4 hours of music starting at 8 o'clock tonight. Roughly 25,000 people are expected to be on hand. The celebration wraps up with a countdown displayed on the side of LA City Hall. City leaders say even with a bit of fog in the area, those bright lights should shine through tonight. And across Arizona, people are ringing in the new year with some unique twists on the New York City ball drop. In Flagstaff, crowds will be on hand tonight for the Pine Cone Drop, considered one of the more popular events in the state. And down the road in Prescott, people will gather along Whiskey Row to watch a 6-foot-tall cowboy boot being dropped. This is the 14th year for this one-of-a-kind New Year's celebration. And in Tucson, the city is dropping a Taco Bell taco at midnight for its New Year's bash, which will also include a fireworks show. And finally tonight, as we celebrate the new year with fireworks, it's important to remember that not everyone is thrilled by the loud noises. The Maricopa County Animal Care and Control Center in the Phoenix area says the sound of fireworks can cause severe stress for many pets, and many animals end up getting lost or hurt on New Year's Eve. Experts suggest finding a dedicated space away from the loud noises where they can feel safe. Soothing music, familiar bedding, and toys can also help them feel at ease.
The key is to make sure that they have plenty of comfort items. You know, do they have their favorite toy? You could even give them a bone to chew on, maybe distract them a little bit.
And another important tip is to make sure all the doors, gates, and windows are locked and secured. So if your pet does get spooked by the fireworks tonight, they can't get out and will wind up on their own somewhere. So hopefully all the pets stay safe tonight. Hopefully everyone stays safe as they celebrate 2025. A reminder before we go, you can stay on top of all the big stories we're covering at westcoastwrap.com. We'll leave you here with this beautiful shot of the Bay Bridge. Happy New Year. Have a good night.